Yes. Good evening to all of you. As you know that we are discussing a landmark judgment which is Messrs Nestle India Limited versus Fasai and others. About this study, I have already told you that. Yesterday, I told you that this is the Maggi noodles case. This is also known as lead and MSG case, and this is the logo of the Nestle company. This company, this is the logo of Nestle company. This is the MSG. There are two types of MSG. One is the natural, other is the artificial. What is the meaning of natural MSG? Natural MSG means those MSG which are available in the natural food. For the example, tomato, cheese, fish, whatever might be that. So whatever naturally found, that is called the natural food, natural MSG. And other is the artificial MSG. It can be prepared with scientific manner. So that's why this is the point. That's why there are two words. Word is the no added MSG and no MSG. If I say no MSG, so what is the meaning of this? No MSG means no MSG either by the natural way or by the artificial way. No MSG means no MSG either by the natural way or artificial way. But here I write here no added MSG. It means here natural MSG is there is a natural MSG, there is natural MSG, but company has not added anything artificially. It means here artificial MSG, there is no artificial MSG, but there is a natural MSG. अगर मेरे कहने का मतलब अगर हम नो MSG लिख दें तो चाहे नेचुरल हो चाहे आर्टिफिशियल हो किसी तरह की MSG उस फूड में नहीं मिलेगी. अगर नो एडेड लिख दें कि हमने कोई MSG ऐड नहीं किया है, मतलब कि भाई जो नेचुरल है वो है, उसके बारे में हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमने अपनी तरफ से कुछ ऐड नहीं किया गया है. इस तरह से हमें ध्यान में रखना होगा कि जो फूड के पैकेट हैं उसमें नो MSG लिखा जा रहा है कि नो एडेड MSG लिखा जा रहा है. अगर नो MSG है तो मान के चलिए कि जिस नेचुरल थिंग्स में भी अगर MSG मिलता होगा, टोमेटो में चाहे चीज में, वो भी उसमें नहीं मिलेगा. नो एडेड MSG जैसे आप देख लीजिए, आप चिप्स है, टोमेटो चिप्स है, उसमें लिखेगा नो एडेड MSG. इसका मतलब टोमेटो में जो नेचुरल है वो है, उसके बारे में हम कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमने अपनी तरफ से कुछ ऐड नहीं किया है. इसलिए वर्ड्स नो MSG एंड नो एडेड MSG बोथ आर टोटली डिफरेंट थिंग्स. Come to this case was decided by the Bombay High Court. I have already told you that. Yesterday I told you that case was decided by Bombay High Court by the division bench. By whom? By the BB Kanade as well as BB Kolabawala. This was decided on the 13th August 2015, just before 2 days from the day of the independence. And this was the writ petition was filed, and the nature of the writ petition was the civil writ petition. Fact was that Messrs Nestle is the Switzerland company established by the Nestle. एक वर्ड पार्थ यहाँ पे लिख लेना. तो कंपनी established by the Nestle, मैं इसको लिखा नहीं हूँ, इसको लिख लेना, ठीक ना, ऐड कर देंगे बाद में इसको. देयर वाज मेसर्स नेस्ले कंपनी. और एक चार्ट यहाँ पर भी बना देना कि देयर आर टू पार्ट्स, डिफरेंस बिटवीन नो MSG एंड नो एडेड MSG. एक चार्ट यहाँ, एक टेबल यहाँ पर बनेगा, नो एडेड MSG एंड एडेड MSG. देयर वाज ए कंपनी. आप एक बार देख लेते, कोई बच्चा वेट तो नहीं कर रहा है ना? ठीक भाई, ज्वाइन करने के बाद तुम कंटिन्यू लेफ्ट कर रहे हो, कहाँ है वो? चलो कोई बात नहीं. In this case, this was the Switzerland company established by the Nestle. It was established in 1986. It was registered in India under the Companies Act. It was working last 30 years. It means it started its work in 1985. It means since 1985, this company was work in India. What happened? In the January 2015, Food Inspector Barabanki, UP, got some information written on the Maggie, no added MSG. What was written on the MSG? Point was that no added MSG. He sent that food to the laboratory situated in the Gorakhpur, and Gorakhpur laboratory sent report that in this product there is added MSG. It means report of the Gorakhpur was just against the Nestle company. Again, other sample was referred to the Calcutta laboratory, and in Calcutta laboratories, it was informed that there is a lead, and lead is 17 ppm. Lead is 17 ppm. Regarding the ppm, again there will be table. Again there will be table. What will be the table? There are three parts of the table. इसको भी ऐड कर लेना, इसको भी ऐड करूंगा. 3 tables. In the first table, according to the Nestle company, there was a lead up to the 0.1. It means Nestle company was claiming that yes, there is a lead, but what was the amount of the lead? That was the 0.1. Law allows that maximum 2.5 ppm is allowed. But what was found in the laboratories of the Calcutta laboratories, 17 ppm was found. It means Nestle was claiming there is a lead, but lead is up to 0.1 ppm. Law allows that yes, you can use the lead, but that lead must not exceed 0.5. But in the report, it was found that lead was 17 ppm. Okay. What is the chronology? Chronology was that on the January 2015, Barabanki inspector got the samples, and there was written that no added MSG. It was referred to the Gorakhpur laboratories as well as Calcutta. Calcutta laboratories were talking about the lead, and Gorakhpur laboratories were talking about the MSG. Okay, it means in the here there will be a bracket Gorakhpur company MSG, and here Calcutta lead. Okay, both for this. On the basis of the media, on the basis of these two reports, media started to air news regarding the excessive lead and MSG. On the basis of media, public became panic. It created panic among public. What happened as soon as the information got by the company made a press conference on the 4th June 2015. On the 4th June, it was alleged that it was claimed that in the food, in the Maggie, everything is fine, but for your satisfaction, we are withdrawing all the products of the MSG, and we will not produce further unless and until we get clearance from the FSI. कंपनी ने 4 जून को प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके बोल दिया कि आप डरिए मत, डरने की जरूरत नहीं है, ये प्रोडक्ट टोटली फिट है, फिर भी हम आपके मतलब कि डाउट को क्लियर करने के लिए सारे मैगी को हम विड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, और तब तक हम प्रोड्यूस नहीं करेंगे जब तक हमें क्लियरेंस ना मिल जाए. Even after this press conference, prescribed authority, officer of the FSI, called officer of the Nestle company, and they informed that their products have been banned all over the India. On the 5th June 2015, 5th June means Environmental Day. On the 5th June 2015, all the products of the Maggi was stopped all over the India. What was the reason of ban? Why products of the Maggi was banned? There are two reasons. Excessive lead, yes, excessive lead. I told you that allow was that 2.5 ppm. but what was found? 17 ppm was found. The first point was the excessive lead. Second point was that misbrand, because he had written that no added MSG. He had written no added MSG, but Gorakhpur laboratory said that no, there is in this particular case there is added MSG. It means on the basis of report of the Calcutta and Gorakhpur, products of the Maggi were banned all over the India. Now come to the point. After this, petitioner, that is the Messrs. Nestle India Limited, filed writ petition before the Bombay High Court. In that case, we take that. In that case, this was a petitioner filed writ petition. And which types of writ petitions? Writ petition was civil nature. It was the civil nature. What was the numbering of writ petition? 1688 of 2015. It means this writ petition was filed in which year? 2015. What was the numbering? 1688. It means 1685 petitions have already been filed regarding other matters. जब इस तरह का लिखा रहता है, ये मान लीजिए 2015 है और इसका नंबर 1688 है, मतलब 1687 रिट पिटिशन अलग अलग मुद्दे पर उस साल में फाइल हो चुके थे. इस तरह का रिट पिटिशन है. अब इस रिट पिटिशन को फाइल किया गया बिफोर होम, बिफोर द डिवीजन बेंच, बिफोर द कनाडे एज वेल एज कोलाबा वाला. What was the argument? Argument was that there was violation of the principle of natural justice. I will discuss one by one later on. Please wait. But for the brief, I wanted to say here that it was claimed by the authority, Millards, Audi Altum Partum. There are three parts of the PNJ. There are three parts of the PNJ. पार्ट एक बार फिर से डिवाइड करेंगे हम. PNJ के यहाँ तीन पार्ट में डिवाइड करेंगे. How many parts of the PNJ? Three parts. PNJ, what is the meaning of PNJ? PNJ means principle of natural justice. This is the most popular term in the administrative law. Whenever administrative law will be discussed, PNJ will be discussed thoroughly. And even at a time of writing the constitution, especially Article 14, you will get about the PNJ. So there are three parts of the PNJ. Parts इसको कर लेना, ठीक ना? Parth?
जी सर.
Okay. About the PNJ, there are three important points in the PNJ. First point is the Audi Altrum Partum. What is that? Audi Altrum Partum. Audi Altrum Partum means hearing arguments of opposite party, hearing the arguments or view of the opposite party. It means you can't take any decision without giving opportunity to other party. Yes, you can take the decision, but at least you give opportunity to other party so that he can put his or their view, whatever might be there. The first and most important point is that Audi Altrum Partum. This is the important point. Second jurisprudence, second part of the PNJ is that biasness. Which types of biasness? Biasness, there are several types of biasness, but here in one word I wanted to say that no one can be judged in his own case. No one can be judged in his own case. This is the second part. No one can be judged in his own case. Suppose that fighting started. Fighting is going on between me and Parth, and I am a judge. Whether I will give fair decision? No. Of course, fighting was between me and Parth. I will say that I was innocent, Parth was the criminal. That's why there is absolute वायलेशन ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ नेचुरल जस्टिस. इस पर एक लीडिंग केस है, आप लोग पढ़ोगे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव लॉ में, एक करियर का केस है. उस केस में यही हुआ था कि एक सिलेक्शन हो रहा था कैंडिडेट का, और जब सिलेक्शन हो रहा था तो उस सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में उसने अपना फॉर्म अप्लाई किया था कि मुझे ये नौकरी चाहिए, ठीक ना, और उसका सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में वो मेंबर भी था. जैसे होता है ना कि भाई डायरेक्टर का पोस्ट निकल गया कि भाई SC/ST कमीशन का चेयरपर्सन कौन होगा या डायरेक्टर कौन होगा, अब हमको बैठा दो, तो हम क्या करेंगे? और हम एप्लीकेशन डाल रखे हैं, हम अपने आप को चाहते भी कि हम उस पोस्ट पर अपॉइंट भी हों, तो हम क्या करेंगे, बाकी कैंडिडेट धज्जियां उड़ा देंगे, छोड़ेंगे नहीं कि वो हमारे कोई टक्कर में आ जाए। तो उसमें एक एक करियप्पा का सबसे लैंडमार्क जजमेंट है, you will read, and even in this case, why this case has been discussed, but as you know that due to shortage of time I can't discuss everything. The first is that adi alterum partem, second is the principle of no one can be judged in his own case, that is the biasness, and third is the reasoned decision. It means whatever you are taking the decision, you have to write the reason. Without writing the reason, you can't take any decision. If you are taking decision without writing any reason, it means there is chance of the arbitrariness. That's why principle of natural justice. In this case, what happened, in this case there was a violation of first part, there was a violation of adi alterum partem. Why there was a violation of adi alterum partem? On the 4th June, he clearly said that I am going to stop everything. On the 5th June, when the officers of the Nestle company was called in the office of the food commissioner and other officers, they did not give any opportunity. What happened? They simply informed that we are going to impose ban on your Maggi all over the India. Officers of Nestle company was saying that honorable officers, listen our view, listen our view, listen our view, don't impose like this. Officer said that no need to say anything. Everything is clear. We are giving the information. We are not taking your view. Our information notice is that no productions from today, and that's why that is finished. Go. In that circumstances, it was alleged by the Nestle company that the officers did not give any opportunity to present our view whether Nestle whether the Maggi was containing MSG lead or not. That's why there was a violation of principle of natural justice. Finally, what happened in the in this particular case, I will discuss later on. But in one line, Bombay High Court said yes, there is a violation of principle of natural justice, and court said that only even violation of PNJ is sufficient to set aside order issued by the FSI as well as commissioners. कहा गया कि whatever order was then, what was the order was banning sale productions of the Maggi all over India. Order was that. In this case, and Bombay High Court said that yes, there was a violation of principle of natural justice. There was no any notice, there was no any hearing. Simply they called and informed. That is not the good things. There is a clear-cut violation of principle of natural justice. So order was set aside. That was this. Finally, I will discuss. Order was set aside. What happened in this case? This is the point. Regarding the testing authority laboratories, it was said that, Millards, whatever laboratories situated in the Gorakhpur or Kolkata, they are not authorized in a proper manner. They are not conducting tests in a proper manner. They are doing their job as a careless. They are not doing their job seriously. And it was authorized that even this authority, even these laboratories are not accredited by the NBL, or they are not working according to section 43. It means it was alleged that tests done either by the Gorakhpur laboratories or Kolkata laboratories, there are two faults. First fault is that either these laboratories are not accredited in the proper manner, or even they are accredited, they are not doing their work in a proper manner. Bombay High Court accepted that yes, these laboratories were not authorized in a proper manner and they were not doing tests in a proper manner. So report of both the laboratories were rejected. कहा गया कि भाई गोरखपुर लेबोरेटरीज में तुम लोग प्रॉपर वे में पहले तो अथराइज हो नहीं, जैसे कि तुम सर्टिफिकेट मिलना चाहिए। चलो मिला भी है, जैसे भी हो तो तुम लोग काम ठीक से कर नहीं रहे हो, टेस्टिंग का प्रोसीजर फॉलो होता है उसको फॉलो कर नहीं रहे हो, और जो उल्टा पुल्टा मन में रिपोर्ट आ रहा है बना करके दे रहे हो। अब होता क्या है कि तुम्हारी रिपोर्ट से तुम्हें तो लगता है कि चलो ठीक है रिपोर्ट आए हैं, और उस रिपोर्ट से अरबों खरबों का किसी को नुकसान हो जाए, कम से कम ठीक से करो। अभी कोरोना के टाइम क्या हुआ, इतनी कैजुअल टेस्टिंग हो रही है या हुई है कि किसी आदमी को जिसको कोरोना है उसको बता दे रहा है कि नहीं, या जिसको नहीं है उसको बता दे रहा है कि हो रहा है। जिसका फॉर्म सिर्फ सबमिट हुआ है उसमें कोई टेस्टिंग नहीं, वो गया ही नहीं अभी तक मतलब हॉस्पिटल में, और रिपोर्ट में दिखा दिया कि हाँ भाई तुम्हारा टेस्ट कंप्लीट हो गया, तुम कोरोना पॉजिटिव पाए गए हो। अब क्या होगा? तो इस तरह का बहुत सारी इरेगुलरिटी है, तो बहुत सारी चीजें तो इसमें यही कहा गया था। अब मान ली गलत से तुम बता दिए कि पॉजिटिव है नहीं, अब 10 लाख का चूना लगा दिए तुम, अब बाद में क्या कर लेगा आदमी, लग गया तो लग गया। तो इसी तरह का था, इसमें भी कहा गया कि भाई तुम सब टेस्टिंग तो सही से, तुम लोग लेबोरेटरी नहीं है और काम भी सही से नहीं कर रहे, बॉम्बे हाई कोर्ट का ऑब्जर्वेशन था। टेस्ट इन ओन लेबोरेटरीज, इसने कहा कि सर वी हैव डूइंग बिजनेस ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड and we have also settled our laboratories in the Europe, and in that laboratories it was found that there was no added MSG and no lead. Bombay High Court said that Millard or Mr. Nestle company, whatever is that, you are conducting your product, you are conducting test of your product in your laboratories. Of course, your laboratories will give report in your favor. No one can be judged in his own case. How can be judged in your own case? How can be judged you in your case? That's why even this was rejected. It means testing by the Kolkata and Gorakhpur report was rejected. At the same times, laboratories of the companies situated in the European countries were also rejected. Court said that it was said that there was a violation of Article 14 and 19. Court accepted that yes, there is a violation of Article 14 and 19. It means this argument was accepted. This argument was accepted. This argument was rejected. This argument was accepted. Come to the point, issues and its replies. एक मिनट देख लेता हूँ सब हो ना, अभी से ज्वाइन कर रहा है गुरु। पढ़ाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट काम है यार, बड़ा मेहनत करना पड़ता है। और जानते हो जब समझ में आ जाता है, जब लिख लेता हूँ, नोट्स बना लेता हूँ, तो खुद को शर्म आती है यार, इसी को समझने के लिए तुम 4 दिन से परेशान थे। तो ऐसा लगता है, लेकिन पहली बार बड़ा मुश्किल काम होता है। और तुम लोग समझा देता हूँ। आई होप दैट वेन एवर यू विल रीड यू विल बी कंफर्टेबल। ओके, फर्स्ट टाइम इट क्रिएट्स ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम, इट इज नॉट इजी टास्क।
सर हम
हाँ पार्थ बोलो।
सर हम लोगों की मेहनत भी तो कम हो जाती है सर, हम भी वो 4-5 दिन में पढ़ते हैं, तो आपकी वजह से हम एक दिन में पढ़ पाते हैं सर।
आपको यार 145 पेज का जजमेंट है, और फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का अलग से टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया में छपा है, अलग से 50 चीजें पढ़ने के बाद आदमी पहुंचता है कि वो है क्या 1 लाइन 2 लाइन में। तो वास्तव में बड़ा डिफिकल्ट होता है, लेकिन चलो मुझे उम्मीद लगता है कि कम से कम बच्चा 2-4 भी समझ जाए तो कम से कम काफी है। ऑनलाइन क्लास में तो 1 मिनट का टाइम भी नहीं मिलता है। 10 मिनट मुस्कुराने का, मशीन की तरफ शुरू हो जाओ, मशीन की तरफ खत्म करो, ये और बोरिंग लगता है मुझे। चलो पढ़ाते हैं। yes. Issues and its replies. Issues and its replies. This is the important points. There was an argument, there were the facts, all these things. Now come to the issue and reply. This is the important points. Here I have written the replies in a very brief manner. As you know that the 4-5 pages for one judgment is sufficient for you. Suppose that I have written 10 pages for one case, it will create huge difficulties in your semester exam. So that's why whenever I write, I always keep in mind that it must not be lengthy. And as you know that every issues are not involved, that's why I written. Suppose that whether it is maintainable or not, yes, it is maintainable. No need to discuss in this case. Yes. whether there was a suppression of facts and destruction of evidence by the petitioner, because Fasai claimed that Millards it was very necessary to stop to ban immediately. Otherwise, company was suppressing the facts and destroying the evidence. Court after analyzing said that no, company was not doing this work because on the 4th June, company clearly announced that we are doing this work. It means each and everything was in the public. Company was not doing this work. There was a totally false allegations. On the second, this is third point was that third point is saying that third point regarding this issue. Third point here, I was discussing that company was claiming that there is a less than 1 point where permissible was allowed 2.5. But in the laboratory, what was found? Laboratory was found, for example, 2 ppm. कंपनी क्लेम कर रही थी कि लीड इज कंटेनिंग अप टू 0.5. Law was saying that yes, maximum 0.5 is allowed. But what was found? Found was 2 ppm, for example. Whether in this case ban can be imposed or not. Court said that no, in this case ban cannot be imposed. अब इसका बता दूं क्या कहना चाह रहा है. एक्चुअली हुआ क्या, ला कहता है कि 2.5 ppm तक लीड अलाउ है. जब इसने लाइसेंस लिया था मैगी का, तो इसने लिखा था कि हम अपने मैगी में 0.1 तक का ही मेंशन करेंगे, इससे ज्यादा लीड नहीं होगा. बाद में हुआ कि जैसे मान लीजिए लाइसेंस लिया गया 0.1 पे, ला कहता है कि मैक्सिमम 0.5 तक अलाउ है. किसी कंपनी के प्रोडक्ट में 2 ppm मिल पाया जाता है, अगर ये पार्ट पाया जाता है तो क्या उस पर बैन हो सकता है कि नहीं? कोर्ट ने कहा कि बैन नहीं हो सकता. और किसी चीज का मिस ब्रांड का किसी का केस कर दो चलेगा, बट बैन कैन नॉट बी इम्पोज्ड ऑन दैट ग्राउंड्स. Why? Because your law is allowed up to 2.5. This is the important question. See, what is the question? If the ppm is find out beyond what the petitioner had represented, for example 0.5, and below the maximum permissible limits by law, so whether on such basis ban can be imposed. Honorable Bombay High Court said that no, ban can't be imposed because even law allows 2.5%, 2.5 ppm. So on this basis, ban cannot be imposed. Is there was violation of PNJ? Of course, there was a violation of PNJ because on the 5th June, you issued notice, you invited officers, immediately you informed, you did not listen view of the company. It means there was a violation of principle of natural justice. Next question was that under which section, which section empowers authority to ban such as product? कौन सा ऐसा सेक्शन है जिसके थ्रू authority derives power? By which section authority derives powers to ban such as product? Whether by section 10, 16, 18, 22, 26, 28, 29. Question was that, as you know that without the power prescribed by the law, no one can ban any product. The question was that which particular section of the Food Safety and Standard Act authorize the authority to impose ban on such food. There was a search. After search, it was found that this section does not empower any authority to impose ban. It means 10, 16, 18, 22, 28, 29 does not, in these are not source of power to ban. It means which sections are source of power? It was observed that either section 30 or 34 empowers source of power. मतलब ये कहा गया कि भाई कौन सा ऐसा सेक्शन है फसाई फूड सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड एक्ट में जो अथॉरिटी को इस तरह का पावर करता है कि तुम बैन कर सकते हो. तो ये सेक्शन है. कोर्ट ने कहा एटलीस्ट ये सेक्शन, these sections do not empowers. Okay, which sections empower? Only section 30 or section 34 empowers the party. Regarding the laboratories, whether the reports conducted by those laboratories which are neither authorized by the under this act, not doing the work according to the NABAL, not following the procedures, whether on the basis of such report action can be taken. Answer was that no, action cannot be taken. It means a laboratory which is not prescribed in a proper manner, which is not working in a proper manner. How can we believe report of such laboratories? It will cause injustice not only for the particular company but for whole nation. क्योंकि भाई गलत गलत रिपोर्ट तुम दे दोगे और गलत रिपोर्ट के बेसिस पर तुम कंपनियों को बैन कर दोगे और उसको मालूम रहेगा कि हमारे साथ गलत हो रहा है, तो कौन कंपनी भारत में बिजनेस करेगी? कौन कंपनी यहाँ पे अपना पैसा इन्वेस्ट करेगी? जब कोई कंपनी पैसा यहाँ इन्वेस्ट ही नहीं करेगी तो कहाँ से रोजगार आएगा, कहाँ से चीजें सस्ती मिलेगी? तो हमें इस बात का भी ध्यान रखना होगा। ऐसा नहीं कि फॉरेन कंपनी हमारी दुश्मन है, फॉरेन कंपनियां दुश्मन नहीं है, मित्र है, लेकिन उनको रेगुलेट करने की जरूरत है, अदरवाइज सारी चीजें वो खरीद लेंगे, फिर जो होगा सो तुम जान ही रहो। Question was that whether the reports obtained from the European laboratories, that is the laboratories of the Nestle company, is acceptable. Court said that no, it is not acceptable because those laboratories are not authorized according to the Food Safety and Standard Act. So we are not going to take report of those. Same thing was that regarding the laboratories. Regarding the laboratories, every answer was that no, 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 no. Report of such Gorakhpur and Kolkata was reliable? No. Report of the European company was reliable? No. So in this way, no. Come to the important point. Whether there was a violation of Article 14 and 19 of the Constitution of India? Yes, there was a violation of Article 14 and 19 of the Constitution of India. How can we say that there was a violation of Article 14 and 19 of the Constitution of India? I will discuss after 2 minutes. Okay, as you know that I have already discussed what was the conclusion of this case. Conclusion was that there was a violation of principle of natural justice. So it was set aside. Order was set aside. Non-accredited laboratories, it was accepted that testing by the non-accredited laboratories, for the example Gorakhpur and Kolkata, was not acceptable. Regarding the violation of 47, yes, there was a violation of 47 because laboratories were not working according to the norms, according to the procedure prescribed under section 47. Is there violation of Article 14 and 19? Yes, there was a violation of Article 14 and 19. On what basis we can say that there was a violation of Article 14 and 19? Point was that this is a landmark judgment, natural resources allocation case. This is also known as a spectrum case, and this was decided in special reference to number 1 of 2012. Whenever I use the word in special reference, it means Article 143 of the Constitution of India, which talks about decision on the basis of advice. Reference sent by the President. Article 143. That is the point. It means what happened in the spectrum case. Spectrum scam, everyone knows about that. अब देखो भारत में कई स्कैम होते हैं, फॉर टाइम बिंग के लिए होते हैं, क्योंकि उसी के माध्यम से सरकार बनाने में मदद मिलती है, गठबंधन करने में मदद मिलती है। अभी स्पेक्ट्रम केस के मामले में सबको मालूम है कनिमोझी को ही फंसाया गया था, मतलब कनिमोझी इन्वॉल्व थी। कनिमोझी तमिलनाडु में डीएमके की वो है, क्या बोलते हैं, डीएमके पार्टी के जो करुणानिधि थे उनकी बेटी थी। लगा कि तमिलनाडु में सरकार बनाने की या तमिलनाडु में पार्टी को खड़ा करने की जरूरत है, कनिमोझी तुरंत रिलीज हो गई, सारा उनका जो भी दाग था धुल गया और जो भी पार्टी है उनको अपने में शामिल करने के लिए, उसके साथ उस पार्टी के साथ गठबंधन करने के लिए बेचैन हो गई। आपने देखा होगा कि इलेक्शन के टाइम में अजीत पवार एक मिनिस्टर हैं, उनके ऊपर बहुत सारे एलिगेशन लगे हुए थे करप्शन के, लेकिन जैसे पार्टी ज्वाइन किए, जैसे सारे दाग उनके धुल गए। तो इसी तरह का ये भी एक केस था, स्पेक्ट्रम केस था, जो भी था। तो इस केस में क्या कहा गया था, ये इंपॉर्टेंट चीज है। इस केस में कहा गया था कि व्हाट वाज सेड इन द नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज एलोकेशन केस। In this case, it was said that uh, uh, if the state wants to escape from Article 14, if mean wrath of Article 14, uh, at that time procedure must be fair, reasonable, non-discrimination like this. It was observed that if there is unfair, unreasonable, discriminatory action, procedure is not transparent, capricious mind, biasness, favoritism, or nepotism. In these circumstances, there will be violation of Article 14. कहा गया कि जहां अनफेयर हो, अनरीजनेबल हो, डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो, नेपोटिज्म हो, फेवरिज्म हो, इस तरह के मामले में आर्टिकल 14 का वायलेशन होगा। तो यहाँ पे क्या है, प्रोसीजर इज अनरीजनेबल, इट मीन्स बैन वाज इम्पोज्ड without following reasonable procedure. That's why this was a violation of Article 14. Okay. How can we say that there was violation of Article 19 1G? As you know that again we have to divide into two parts. Yes. Come wait for 1 minute. Again here I want to divide into. Oh, sorry. Again I will take 1 minute. As you know that 9 vibrants, how many branches of the Nestle company were working in India? 9 vibrants, 9 branches were working in the India. एक तरह से 9 कंपनियां उसने भारत में स्टेब्लिश कर रखी थी। What happened? In this case, sampling was taken from the 3 vibrants. From how many? 3. स्पेलिंग में देख लेता हूँ, वाइब्रेंट्स एक वर्ड यूज करता है यार, मिल जाएगा, तुम थोड़ा सर्च करो अपने में। तो VI डालें क्या एक बार, 1 मिनट रुक जाओ, थोड़ा सा 1 मिनट रुक जाओ। VIBR, जय भवानी, गलत मार दिया, कहीं कुछ और हो रहा है इसमें। VI से कुछ है यार इसमें, जजमेंट पढ़ा हो, लग रहा है वो लिखा ही नहीं होगा, ऐसा भी हो सकता है टर्म।
किस चीज का सर?
एक 9 वाइब्रेंट्स ऐसे करके वर्ड यूज हुआ है कि उसमें 9 वाइब्रेंट यूज हुए हैं, ऐसा समथिंग करके है कुछ। चलो टाइम लग जाएगा, मतलब 9 यूनिट मान के चलो, ठीक ना। एक पार्टिकुलर वर्ड है, मैं व्हाट्सएप पे टेस्ट कर दूंगा, तुम लोग 9 यूनिट ही मान के चलो। हाँ, तो माय पॉइंट इज दैट देयर वर 9 यूनिट्स एंड अमंग द 9 यूनिट्स samples were taken from the 3 units. Remaining 6 units, no sample was taken. But what was happened? Ban was imposed on all the units. मतलब सैंपलिंग लिया गया था 3 यूनिट से, अलग अलग कंपनियां थी, कोई गुड़गांव में, कोई तमिलनाडु में, ऐसे ऐसे थी। तो सैंपलिंग कितने से लिया गया? 3 से। अब बैन कितने पर इम्पोज कर दिया गया? 9 पे। इसका मतलब ये था कि 6 कंपनियों का, 6 उसके जो यूनिट था उनका सैंपलिंग लिया ही नहीं गया, और बिना सैंपलिंग लिए ही सारे कंपनियों पर एक साथ मिलाकर बैन कर दिया सर। There was a violation of the Article 19(1)(g), which talks about the freedom of trade and business. In this way, this was the what was the final order? As you know that in this case, court accepted that principle of natural justice, laboratories were not authorized in the proper manner. There was a violation of Section 47, and there was violation of Article 14 and 19. After this, what was the decision? Decision was that this was the final order. Because Nestle company was interested to continue business in India. Nestle company was interested. Bombay High Court said that yes, in this case, order issued by the Fasai was illegal, was set aside. Okay, that is good. But if you want to continue your business, you have to you have to submit your samples to 3 laboratories, to the Hyderabad, to the Manali, and to the Jaipur. And if these 3 laboratories say that your product is good, then you can continue your business. And if these 3 laboratories are saying that your product is not good, your product is containing exceeding MSG, exceeding lead. In such situation you can continue your business. मतलब एक कंडीशन इस कहा गया कि अगर तुम फ्यूचर में अपना बिजनेस जारी रखना चाहते हो तो चलो जजमेंट में तो हमने कमिश्नर का जो भी कोर्ट का था हमने ऑर्डर सेटिस्फाइड कर दिया, लेकिन पब्लिक हेल्थ डिमांड करती है कि तुम अपने टेस्ट को जो सैंपलिंग है और जो एक्रेडिटेड लेबोरेटरीज हैं जो प्रॉपर वे में अथॉराइज्ड हैं, प्रॉपर वे में काम कर रही हैं, उनके यहाँ टेस्टिंग कराओ। अगर उनके यहाँ टेस्टिंग में तुम्हारे सैंपल पास हो जाते हैं तो तुम अपना बिजनेस कंटिन्यू करना, अगर सैंपल नहीं पास होंगे तुम अपना प्रोडक्शन आगे मत बढ़ाना। और इस ऑर्डर के साथ इस जजमेंट को डिसाइड कर दिया गया। अभी जजमेंट के बाद क्या होगा? आफ्टर दिस जजमेंट कंपनी सबमिटेड इट्स सैंपल्स टू द हैदराबाद, Mohali and Jaipur laboratories. In all these laboratories, it was found that production of the good food of the quality of the food was the good. So what happened after this? Beyond the judgment of the Bombay High Court, what happened? Judgment of the Bombay High Court was challenged before the Supreme Court. It was challenged before the Supreme Court, but Supreme Court did not interfere in the ratio of the High Court. Products of the Nestle, that is the Maggi, passed in laboratory test. It means it was passed, it was allowed by the Hyderabad laboratories, by the Jaipur laboratories, by the Manali laboratories. And at present time, now these products are in the market and you are enjoying your Maggi food, whatever is that, and I hope that enjoy much more Maggi. If you have any confusion, please ask me. Otherwise, कहाँ से कटेगा? ठीक है, स्टॉप कर दूं क्या?
सर वो वेरिएंट्स था सर, 9 वेरिएंट्स।